Hey, how's it going? Going through a bunch of Golden and Silver Age books that a buddy of mine found in an attic. And so I'm sure there's not going to be, I mean, there's some non stuff, but Mork and Mindy Cracked magazine. Sure. Walt Disney. Yeah, I'm just sorting through comic books. Yeah, I'm actually currently making content for the channel. I have a laptop next to me that's recording me going through all these comic books for said video. Mad. Tom and Jerry. So much Tom and Jerry. I'm running out of room already. This is insane. I need more table. Ooh, this thing. There we go. That'll work. There. I'm just group all energy together. Chippendale. Walt Disney Chippendale. Chippendale. Richie's Wise Guy. Man, I'm so not familiar with Walt Disney stuff. It is terrifying how little I know. So I think I gotta just separate the Walt Disney separately for now. And then go back to it. Archie. Let's get back from the shop. Yeah, there's I'm not really grabbing that many books right now. New books. I'm just kind of doing the X Factor, Transformers, and Destro, which I know is ending shortly. Yeah. There's just so much to read, and I used to go all the time and grab an incredibly crazy amount of books, but that was back in the day when I had time. Spooky. Where would I put Spooky? Spooky is Harvey. Harvey can go in the Adventure Comics. I guess I'll call that. Go here. Metallica tickets? No. To be frank, I'm actually not a fan of Metallica. To want to go. I'm just not a fan of Metallica. To care. So, sorry. No, I don't have Metallica. I assume you got tickets? Oh, these Richie Rich books are Richie wrecked. These things just go on the floor. Baby Huey, Little Audrey. Oh my goodness. Why is there so many random books here? Baby Huey. We'll go Huey. Boo, yeah. Honestly, I as much as I love heavy metal and all that stuff, I'm actually Metallica just never did it for me, and I'm actually going to be that guy that says their first album is the best album, even though that's like not actually true. I've always just enjoyed the first album, and that was it. Oh, look at this! There's a Sergeant Fury, Howling Commandos found in there. Number 63. I don't know what what I'm doing is I'm just pulling all the books, sorting them, and then I'm gonna figure out what the story is between it all. Bewitched, Hogan's Heroes. I'm gonna just group these Dell books of TV shows together. Lois Lane. Somebody's name on it. Plando? Gaston Plando? I don't know about these Lois Lane books if they're worth much. I mean, the writing on it doesn't help, unfortunately. But there it is. I mean, this already, I'm super happy about this Sergeant Fury found. This is a pretty good book to find. And there was an Adventure Comics in here. Again, I don't know much of DC. That's a pretty neat book. So I don't know. We'll see what else we pull out from this interesting attic find. Bunch of Mad magazines. Oh my goodness. I've never seen so many Mad magazines before. Richie Rich again. Can you just go on the floor too? I'm running out of space. What's this? Betty Veronica. All Archie is just gonna get grouped. That's the story. The thing is, I have these bins here, and I have, well, this bin I'm working through here, plus a ton more. So it's got my work cut out for me today. Dennis the Menace. Okay, man, here. There. So, Dennis the Menace, Dennis the Menace, Dennis the Menace. These are some thick books. I'm not too familiar with Dennis the Menace either, but yeah, these are pretty hefty bound books, I gotta say. They're thick. I find that very surprising. These are no key notation. Oh, thanks for doing that. It's just a really cool cover. Like the I'm gonna go back to it for a second. It's just one of those, like, to have the Nazi stuff on it. It's just nuts to see that in comic books. I mean, I don't know. It's just such an unusual. They're such timepieces because of that, and historically important because of things like that. A bunch of Betty and Veronica's. Just so many bets, so many Veronicas. Or could she just pick somebody already? Okay, what are we getting here? I recognize this. Our Sad Sack. Ooh, that's a spine roll. Sad Sack again. That's Sad Sack. Okay. I got a Superman and a Batman here. I feel this is a Super Side Special Batman. This guy here. So that's pretty decent. And I got a Superman and a Superboy I've pulled already. So there's the Superboy. That's number 125. And the Superman is number 275. So that's something. The Sad Sack's cover is falling off. All Sad Sack, Dennis the Menace. Oh my goodness. The kicker is, and I made sure to be very aware of what I'm doing, is that these books were in an attic. They were found in an attic, but they had mice involved. So I made sure to keep everything hands-free for a bit. I'm not going to touch anything outside of these books for a while. So some of them have some pretty serious chew on them. Some of them are fine, but for the most part, these books are not in good condition. Casper, Wendy, Spooky. That's just the cover. Spooky, Richie Rich, a random Sad Sack cover, and another Wendy. A Casper book. It's pretty wild. Yeah. Thanks for popping in, though. I'll definitely have a video on the channel when this is all said and done in the next month or so, because there's a lot to go through. So, stay tuned. Richie Rich. Rich. Bugs Bunny. Bugs and bugs. Speaking of bugs, there's some dead bugs along with my Bugs Bunny here. And some mouse poop. Bugs Bunny can go with the Bugs Bunny pile. What's happening here? Hey, Keith. I am going through that box, or the boxes of comic books that were found in my buddy's attic. That is a bunch of Golden and Silver Age books that have seen better days for the most part. But like, we're getting some Batman stuff. Here's Batman number 353. And then there's a Batman. Oh, there's lots of Batman here. 178. There's that. There's some writing on the leg here of Batman. That's cool. second Batman 178. Okay. This looks like a Neil Adams cover. This is Batman number 210. Maybe not. No, I think it's just because the styling was pretty cool. But no, that's 210, 214. That's fun. Then we also have 224. They just smell so musty. We have a Batman. This is a giant size Batman, number 228. And then we have a World's Finest here, number 130. World's Finest, 175. World's Finest, 180. Okay, I'm running out of space here. If I got the Batmans, can go over here and the other Batmans. World's Finest can have its own pile. Superman, Superboy have its own pile. This is a Superman 234 with a serious bend in it. Jimmy Olsen, number 93. This Batman, Superman hybrid guy. Man, I'm not familiar with DC at all. So Jimmy Olsen can go next to Superboy. And then I got a Supergirl, 373. So that's my first Supergirl. Man, there's a lot of super everything. So I got an Adventure Comics. Alright. Sad Sack. Sad Sack. Sad Sack. Sad Sack. So the Sad Sacks can go with the Sad Sacks. And then we have an Action Comics 401. Ooh. I don't know who did this cover, but man, that's a hell of a position for Superman to be in. That is a broken back Superman. Ooh, that's interesting. Lois Lane 105. Apparently Superman or Lois Lane is married to some guy who's on death row. I don't know. And lastly, Mad. So the Lois Lane is new, so I'll make a new pile for Lois Lane somewhere. And there is a final Dennis the Menace in this. So, where's my Dennis the Menace pile? There it is. Okay. So that is Milk Carton 1 done. I now have 1, 2, 3 more of these to go through, and they get. I know there's different books in these too, so it's only going to get messier. So let's just see what we got. We got a Superboy here. This is Superboy 123. I don't know if there's any value to this, but have to go through it. Tales of Suspense. Here we go. This is something. A Tales of Suspense 95. So that's, early Iron Man. That's pretty cool. That's a nice book to have. This is one of the first Marvel books, save for that Sergeant Fury book. Bugs Bunny. Another World's Finest, number 180. Batman 208, which has some homages. Like there's the first Poison Ivy there as well. So that's an interesting cover. Giant size Superboy. Giant size Jimmy Olsen. Ugh. Another Jimmy Olsen. Who cares about Jimmy Olsen for trading? There's some writings on these books, and it's just interesting to see what it says on these books here. I can't make out what it is as child's scribbles, but whatever. Ooh, Superboy 189. This is a dark cover. This has a hanging person on the cover. That's a little... that's extremely dark. Okay. Superboy. Curse of the Hangman's Noose. That's real dark. This Richie Rich has seen some better days and probably should get thrown out. Richie Rich, Richie Rich, Richie Rich, Richie Rich. And a Spooky. So, that was a pretty decent pull so far. I mean, that Tales of Suspense was pretty good to find. A few good Batmans in there. And again, I'm not too familiar with the Jimmy Olsen stuff. Spooky. What do we got here? This is Archie. We get some classics illustrated. A little Huck Finn there. Yeah. So I'm going to put that here. Spooky's there. And then in Adventure Comics, this is number 371. And there is an Adventure Comics 367 behind it. So, I'm not too familiar with the Adventure Comics line, but we have some books there, and another Adventure Comics 352. Making a pile for that. $261 Superman. Kiss my boot and become my slave. Like reverse bondage stuff going on there. Where's my Superman pile? Well, that's in the Action Comics pile, right. Hot stuff. All later issues. And, oh wow. Alright. This is a good book. Volume 1, number 1. Yep, it's not a reprint. There, we finally found something. Vault of Evil, number 1. Wow. Right in the middle of all of this. This is cool. I'm going to have to ask my buddy if he wants to unload this one on me. Because this is actually, of all things considered, this book is actually in pretty decent condition. Beautiful. Okay, I'm setting this one aside. I don't want this grouped in with the other books. This is a good one. Yeah. That just got me excited because now I don't know what else is going to show up for the rest of this. So that's cool. Hot stuff was where? Did I not pull any hot stuff yet? Yes, not. Spooky, so hot stuff is there. Alright, what's next? We have some Donald Duck, but they're all later Gold Key issues. And Dennis the Menace. So Disney's going here. Dennis the Menace's. The Menaces. They're going here. Can't believe we found a Vault of Evil number 1. Got a bunch of digests here. So these are probably all beat to crap and not worth anything, and some of them are stained and mold. So I'm not even going to entertain showing anybody this. And I'm putting them in their own little bin. A Vault of Evil number 1. Man, that's great. Jughead. Archie. Giant Archie. Interesting digests in here. Daffy Duck. Big Little Book. What age is here this from? Big Little Books are worth stuff. 1980. They're not worth that much if they're that new. But it's always interesting to find Big Little Books. Those unfamiliar? It's a Big Little Book. It's a big book, and it's little. It's a Big Little Book. Really cool. We're going to finish off these digests here. Art Richie Rich, Casper, Jughead, Giant Archie. Alright, that's it for the digests. In that bin. We still got a ton more books to go through. And yeah. I'm hoping it's not all Dennis the Menace though, because it looks like it might just be. And I'm not too familiar with Dennis the Menace to grade this stuff or say if it's any good. I mean, they do look, some of them are in decent condition. Some of them have some water spotting on them. But some of them are also destroyed. Like, part of me is like, I should be wearing a mask while doing this. But I'm in my ventilated garage with the door wide open. So that was the plan as I go through this. Bunch of Dennis the Menaces and one Richie Rich. So, I go there. This pile over there. We got even more. Spooky 137. I'm not too familiar with Richie Rich, but this is a number 1 Richie Rich Diamonds. Torn on the back there. I'm not sure if this is worth anything, so we will put that aside and I will take a look later. Just a cover of something, so Richie Rich Diamonds, I'll set that aside. Spooky can go with Spooky, which is back here. And then this is just Shrek, so I'll put that in there. Action Comics. $3.97. Action Comics. $3.71. $3.99. We get back to some Richie Rich. Okay. Army War Heroes from Charlton Comics. Not really sure about this guy here, but that's a book. Number 30. This is 12 cents. So 1969 opens up with some Nazis. That's always fun. So Richie Rich will go here. Army War Heroes. Not too familiar with that, and I'll have to do some digging. And here we have an Action Comics 445. And we have a 464. There's a lot of Action Comics in this pull. Huckleberry Hound, Charlton. I guess I'll put Charlton Comics in a new pile. Oh, Dennis the Menace. Dennis-y the Menace-y. So many of them. That's a sad sack without a cover. Dennis. Sad. Abbott and Costello. Oh boy. This has a Popeye. This is some tar on this cover? What is this? Is that tar? It's sticky. It's sticky and it looks like tar. So that's fun. So these Charlton ones, Popeye. I'm just going to group these Charlton ones together because they are definitely Huckleberry Hound, yeah. We're not gonna worry too much about that stuff because it's not worth much. Dennis the Menace and Margaret. Oh man, I remember her. Dennis the Menace in Paris. I am so surprised how much Dennis the Menace exists. Dennis the Menace and Margaret. Dennis the Menace without a cover. Dennis the Menace and Mr. Wilson. Dennis the Menace, hey, he's my pal Joey. And Dennis the Menace and Ruff. So that is milk carton number 2 empty. So I now have a big cardboard box to go through and another double-sized milk carton. So let's get this guy over here. Again, these are all comic books found in my buddy's attic that are from the Golden and Silver Age. Some of them from the 80s, but I found a lot of digests from the 80s, so we're not even going to entertain this because it's all garbage digests that aren't worth much. And to be frank, I don't really care to go through all that. Superhero comic digest. Whatever. And mice went through all this because I definitely found some leaves in here. That's fun. That's always fun. These are a lot of digests. So these are, let's just keep with the books here. All right. Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Giant size Sabrina number 2. We also have Star Trek. Here we go. Not too familiar how they number this stuff. It's a gold key Star Trek. And we have another Star Trek here. A little dinosaur. Another Star Trek. Spider-Man, number 153. That's pretty interesting. And up there. And before I continue, it looks like I got a Neil Adams cover right here for a Batman. So I'm just going to sort these quickly. Got a Spider-Man, 3 Star Treks, and a Sabrina. This looks Neil Adams-y, so correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching and know things. This is Batman number 412, Batman and Batgirl. That looks like a Neil Adams cover to me. I'm not too familiar with the Batman world, but I'm familiar enough with Neil Adams to see a cover of his that he may have drawn. Star Trek. Walt Disney. Batman, The House of Mystery. Batman 93. Oh, Brave and the Bold 93. I guess. I'm not... DC's not my bag, guys. I don't know how that works. So I'm going to say this is a Batman, but I'll sort it out later. Probably a Brave and the Bold, though. Superman. Later. Dudley Do-Right, #1. So, I mean, it might be worth something, a Dudley Do-Right #1. Don't know for sure. Gold Key Wild West, The Wild Wild West. Jim West Desperado. Wild Wild West, Wild Wild West. Yep, that's just a bunch of Wild Wests. Good Dudley. That goes there. Dudley Do-Right, 1970, it says. And then, a bunch of books here. So, we're getting some Uncle Scrooge territory. And I know there are some odd Uncle Scrooge ones that are worth something. But I do not know what is what when it comes to that. So that is something I am looking forward to research. And these books are actually in, they need a press for sure, but they are in pretty sharp condition. So I'm pretty interested in what this stuff will be worth here because, yeah, there's a little Lulu that just appeared. Another Richie Rich. I have so many Richie Riches. So it's the first little Lulu we've come across. And a Betty and Veronica in French. En français. Betty and Veronica en français. Put that with the rest of the Archies. Then we got more digests. Oh my goodness, there's so many digests. And oh my goodness, there's so much mouse poop in this one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of poop. That's a lot of poop. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I should be doing this now. There's another French Archie. Weird. Oh, that's a lot of poop. Okay, Mad. Mad. Are these all Mads? There's like a bunch of Mad magazines here now. Don't buy this issue. Mad, 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 mad. Bunch of Mads. Right? Bunch of Mad magazines. Looks like they're all fairly modern stuff, so modern being 80s. Oh, Sylvester and Tweety, Yosemite, Daffy, 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 Daffy Duck. It's all Gold Key stuff. That goes into the Bugs Bunny pile. Oh boy. Pink Panther. This is all Gold Key. This looks like this whole bin here is Gold Key. And I say that and I just come across some, I mean it is still Gold Key, but some Star Trek. Tom and Jerry. Lancer, Star Trek. And there's the Star Trek for whatever it's worth. A Ripley's Believe It or Not magazine. Interesting. Ripley's Believe It or Not had a comic. Sure. And then we have a Smokey the Bear, Fat Albert, the Funky Phantom, Little Lulu, Hanna-Barbera. Whew. Should be wearing a mask. Did not decide to wear a mask. Superman. Nonsense. Yeah. I'm not going through the rest of that. This is a no. Not much in there. Not worth salvaging or putting my health at risk. That Star Trek there. Final bid. So, this here, Batman can go there. The Superman can go over here. We'll drag this over. This is the last bin here. There's quite a few different books in there, so I know there's just right off the top of it, but there's some hot stuff, which whatever. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. All that. Walt Disney, Scamp. Okay, so the hot stuff's gonna go with hot stuff. Oh. What's this book? Superboy, Legion of Superheroes. This is pretty poor quality grade, but there it be. I'll put it with the other Superboy. Next to me here, the Partridge Family. Tuh. Yeah, cool. Partridge. I'm going with the Charlton. Richie Rich, Richie Poor. Who gave that kid so much money? Richie Rich Diamonds, number 11. So I think Richie Rich Diamonds is a separate series, is what I am learning. Which I wouldn't have known had I not got through this. Hot stuff. Hot stuff Decades, hot stuff Sizzlers. Okay, so Richie Rich goes with Richie Rich. Hot stuff goes with hot stuff. Another Superboy. Get through some of this stuff. It looks like there's a lot of DC in here. Uncle Scrooge. Well, after I get through the remainder of these Uncle Scrooges and Donald Ducks. Again, they're all later Disney issues, so they're not going to be worth too much. Walt Disney, Donald Duck. Wow, a lot of Donald Ducks. I was kind of thinking that most of them were going to be like this, but they're not. What a pleasant surprise. Chip and Dale, Donald Duck. I think I'm just going to keep them all grouped. Finally got another Crack magazine here. So there's a Mork and Mindy Crack magazine. Hasn't been much Crack at all. And there actually, the Crack magazine I did find earlier was another Mork and Mindy one. So, and Crazy is a magazine. I don't know who made Crazy. Marvel, okay. So there's Marvel's Crazy, and that's number 22. That may be the only magazine in this mix. Oh, I got sneezed. Oh, all right, Mad. That can go there. Walt Disney. Go there. Just a couple Tom and Jerry's, which I guess can go here. Beetle Bailey. Okay, and get rid of these. I'll put Beetle Bailey and Sarge Schnorkel together because I'm not too familiar with, and Sad Sack. They can all get grouped because that's what I say. All right, Beetle Bailey. So there's the cartoon stuff. Action Comics 294. There's Superman versus Lex Luthor on the cover. That's always fun. Superman with a Superman. Action Comics 404. So now we get, what a jump in time there. Superboy 192. Look at him, he's lifting a bear. And the Superboy one. Superboy starring the Legion of Superheroes. This is number 214. And Justice Society of America, number 66. I don't know anything. I'll group that with the World's Finest because I don't know anything. Billy the Kid, number 98 from Charlton. Top Cat, number 5, Charlton. Ghostly Tales from Charlton. Cool. Brought this as an offering. So I always love my horror books. So it's from 79. I don't know why that's Charlton got away with not having to have the comics code on their covers, but there you have it. Charlton is right in front of me. I'll put the horror one there so I can keep the fun horror stuff separate. Okay, Action Comics 403. Whatever. Oh, look at that. Richie Rich. No way. I'd be lucky if I found more Dennis the Menace. Bugs Bunny, and that book is shredded. Quick Draw McGraw, number 1. Okay, this is a Quick Draw McGraw, number 1. Hey Johnny, how's it going? So, this is Matt had a bunch of comic books in his attic, or in his dad's attic, and he gave them to me to sort through them all. And so here I am, sorting through them all. So, that's Charlton one. I'll put that along with the Dudley Do-Right number 1. So, Flintstones is Charlton. Cool story, man. Spooky, Bugs Bunny. We can go here. Spooky and Dennis the Menace and the Charlton Pebbles. Spooky's up at the top. Dennis the Menace is there. Yeah, I've just been doing this for, I'm going to say, almost a half hour now. Little Lotta and Foodland, Harvey book. Little Dot. Yeah, if there's any like pre-code horror Harvey books in here, that would be great, but I don't think we're going to find that stuff. Timmy the Timid Ghost. Oh boy, this just looks stupid. Sorting to Sort. He may want to sell. Like if there's anything of value, I told him I was going to find it and let him know. But there's only been a couple books that may be worth something, and a couple books that I'm interested in that aren't really worth much either. So I'm going to talk to him once I get it all done. But like me sorting it right now is one thing. It's then also finding out, you got to check the values of it, and I have to check every single. I'm just trying to sort it into piles so that I know which books are where. Then I got to go through those piles and go, is this book anything? Is this book anything? Is this book anything? So we'll see. Here's a random Jetsons book. So all these Charlton books can just bugger off. Here is an Adventure Comics 376. I mean, I don't know anything about the DC world still, but I'll still set that aside. DC 415. Adventure Comics 424. Jimmy Olsen 123. These Charlton books can go into the Charlton pile. Charlton made some crappy books. Alright. Action Comics 431. That goes into the Superman pile. Supergirl number 2? That doesn't seem right. This is annual? What is this? Supergirl Volume 2, number 2. That makes more sense. So I'm like, this is too new looking to be Supergirl actual number 2. So, there we go. Superboy Annual. Supergirl, I've been kind of grouping with the Superman. Action Comic 436. This is a job for Perry White, Superman's editor, or Clark Kent's editor. That's pretty funny. I know all about number 2. I'm sure you do. Being on the toilet and all. I understand your reference. Harvey, little dot. Harvey. Oh, Richie Rich, no way. Okay, Richie Rich goes with Richie Rich. Miscellaneous Harvey goes with the miscellaneous Harvey. Whew. Mad magazines. Mad. Just junky mads. So they can go with the mads that I found. There's probably about 30 Mad magazines that have been in here already, and it's not nothing. Walt Disney. But again, like all this stuff was, there is a few Casper books in here, yes. But like a lot of this was chewed up by mice. Like there's some severe chew on this book. So I am definitely burning all my clothes once I'm done with this. Walt Disney. And burning my hands. I'm going to take a nice bleach bath after all this. Hey, here's a Casper right now. Just falling apart, but it's a Casper. It's like literally falling apart. Like literally barely hanging on there, falling apart. So that's a book. This one here is doing a lot better because it was sandwiched in between the really bad one. And a Tom and Jerry. These Caspers aren't in any good shape. Little Lotta. It's just a bunch of weird books. Like, there's really no rhyme or reason behind here. Like, here's a Baby Huey, 83. Sandwiched between a Little Lotta and a Supergirl. So, alright, well, I'm glad that you got your business all finished. That's nice of you. Good luck with the rest of your day. Little Lotta was the Harvey stuff. Miscellaneous Harvey went. Where'd all Miscellaneous Harvey go? Oh, there it went. Baby Huey goes into the Baby Huey pile. As sometimes that Baby Huey. Godspeed to yourself, too. Hooverman, number 2 man. Davy Crockett. Ugh. The Monkeys. Oh, it literally is. Oh, the Monkey's uncle. Blackbeard Ghost. Just a bunch of random Disney stuff. Zorro. Super Goof. Super Goof. Super Goof. Beagle Boys. It's interesting, like, historically with these books. Like, here's Super Goof, right? And it's like Disney playful stuff. And then on the back of it, it's like, buy these Green Army Men. Have a battle. Fight. Fighting is important. Sugar and Spike. Never heard of that, but it is falling apart, so. Sugar and Spike. Sugar and Spike. Sugar and Spike. Miscellaneous DC. Miscellaneous Disney. And that's that. So Action Comics 428. And 2 Hot Stuffs. And the Sugar and Spike thing. Go here. A couple Hot Stuffs. Alright, we're getting close to the final 2 piles. F Troop. Dell. No idea. Destroyed book. Action Comics 435. Action Comics 432. Mad. Mad. Star Wars Mad. There's the Alfred E. Newman as Yoda is. Something. Debbie Dates by DC. Never heard of it. F Troop. Again. Okay. Lois Lane. 128. She died on our honeymoon, and it's my fault, he cries. Lois Lane will go with the Action Comics stuff in the meantime. Detective Comics, what? No idea. Everything's just shredded here. These damn mice. Debbie Dates can go with the other Sugar and Spike stuff here. Back. Flintstones. The Great Gazoo. Number 2. Angela Gorilla. I'm here. Cheek Young's Blondie. Number 181. Blondie. Rocky and Bullwinkle 4. Rawhide Kid number 70. So, I mean, Rawhide Kid's something. That's something. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is volume 1, right? Yeah, it is. Alright. Guys. Shauna the She-Devil, number 1. Cool. I don't believe this is actually her first appearance, but this is her first solo series. Okay. That's pretty good. And again, this book's in decent condition. Alright. Alright. Alright, we found something. Alright. We'll put that with the others. It's not too bad, as is that Rawhide Kid. I'll put with the others. These Charlton books can go Charlton. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's another little win. What else we got in here? Beetle Bailey. Who cares? Sugar and Spice again with the DC randoms. Sugar and Spice. Lil Pals. Not worth anything. Random Marvel. So we're getting some random books here. So Beetle Bailey can go with the other Beetle Bailey. Sugar and Spike can go with the random DC stuff. Lil Pal. So this is some random Marvel children's stuff. So this is Dell stuff. So Dell itself. This Charlton book can go with the Charlton here. So these random Marvel books out of nowhere. Just children Marvel books, but Marvel books. Huh. Okay, Richie Riches again. Go in the Richie Rich pile. Action Comics 417. Action Comics 419. Superboy. Annual number 21. F Troop again. Who the hell are the F Troop? Bewitched. Falling apart. These things are just correct. Dell, Bewitched. You know the F Troop nonsense. Which can go here. Okay. Mad Magazine. I think this is from the 90s. There's the bushes. Random stuff in this. Like, just random. Mad special. Okay. Kid Colt Outlaw, number 167. Scamp, Disney. Kid Colt with the Rawhide Kid. And then Richie Rich. Oh, Casper. Richie Rich can go with Richie Rich. Casper can go with Casper. And I'm in the final few books here. Peter the Little Pest, number 1. But mice got at it. Just chewed up entirely. Welcome Back Cotter had a comic book. And also chewed up by mice. Sure. Stanley, DC. Commandy, number 2. Oh, that's alright. Commandy, this is the Jack Kirby jumping ship to DC, doing his own series. This is the second issue. Unfortunately, there's that shoe on the top there. But I actually just saw issue 1 at my local comic shop. They're asking just over $50 for it. So that was interesting to see. G.I. War Tales, pretty stained, unfortunately. That may be, I'm pretty confident it is, mouse urine. So, this stuff, I'm not going to entertain it. It goes into the garbage bin. The Stanley one, yeah, like garbage. I've been making a small garbage. Timmy the Timid Ghost. Chippendale. Alvin and the Chipmunks. What is this? Number 24. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Just doing their own thing. That's a Dell book. Got with the other Dells. Little Lotta, which is the Harvey. Walt Disney Scamp. Mickey Mouse, and Pluto, and the Beagle Boys. So, that is all the comics. Little Lotta, Charlton will go here, and Little Lotta go there. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to just wash these hands, and I'll do a little quick camera around everything I found. And yeah, we'll just see everything that came out of this nonsense. Because, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of books here. A lot of books to go through. Wait a minute. What's this? What's this? Is that another box I forgot about that was laying on the floor? You bet there was. You bet there was. And just when you thought it was over. Just when you thought it was safe. Go back swimming. Another box appeared with a bunch of digests in them. There's a lot of comics in here too, but it looks like mostly Archie. So, lots of Archie. Archie and Pals, Giant Size Archie, 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 Jughead, Laugh. It's all late Archie stuff. There's nothing, nothing too cool in here, unfortunately. But Archies can go here with the other Archies. More digests. More digests. Okay, Archie and Pals. Archie. Oh my god, there's a lot of Archies. But again, they're all new stuff. Older Archies are definitely where it's at. By new, just to give you an idea, this is 79. Now, if we had some 50s Archie in here, that'd be a different story. But we don't. And there really hasn't been a lot of 50s books in this, all things considered. The really early books have all been younger, like children's books, like the Dell, the 12-cent books. Life with Archie. Life with Archie. Life with Archie. Life with Archie. Betty and Veronica. Okay. Yeah, this last box is pretty much all Archie stuff. Life with Archie, not the Afterlife with Archie. That's a completely different series. For those watching who are not familiar with it, that is actually a comic book series where Archie is a zombie. It's called Afterlife with Archie. I am not kidding. I'm not. I am not. Veronica. Little Archie, Richie Wise Guys. This one I thought Dennis the Menace was the most books. Archie took the cake. Archie wins. You win, Arch. You have the most books. Archie and related. Is that 66? That Archie. Oh, here's some Superman. Great. Giant size Superman, number 239. That's why you go through these books. You just can't just assume everything in it is what you think it is. Yeah, here's some Batman. All right. So, Superman 229. There's a camera just above here as well for my, what's it called? Website, YouTube channel. Here's Batman 233. Batman. Now we got a random. What are these books doing here? This is so random. So we got a Submariner number 56, which isn't worth anything, but like just random. We have a Luke Cage number 5, which is also random. We have a DC Weird War number 9. And then we go back to some Sugar and Spike and then some Archies again. Like there's your Sugar and Spike from DC, and then we got a bunch of like late 70s Archie again. Alright. Just 3 random violent books, so to speak, or action books in the middle of these. Just bizarre. Just bizarre. So, this Lost Betty and Veronica is 179. This Christmas Archie is 74. Yeah, so Sugar and Spike, Archie. Alright. Sugar and Spike. Archie. What you fall? Weird War. Luke Cage, Submariner, Rawhide. Just absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Commandy. All-Star Justice. one little Lulu in all of it. And like, I think it could be pressed to be pretty good. Jimmy Olsen. I'm just getting everything out now on the floor so I can then eyeball it and see how I want to tackle this next. And then I will turn the camera onto all of this. There's the Superboy and Jimmy Olsen. That box is now empty. There's all the Supermans and Action Comics. The Batmans. The Batmen. The Batmen and the Batwomen. And then all the Disney miscellaneous. Holy smokes. Oh my god. Alright. Hang on a second. Gotta wash my hands. I got the paper towel here just so I can access the doorknob. Okay. So, I'm going to do this just for the YouTube or the Instagram stream. So, this is what we had. I can flip this around, I'm sure. Here we go. I washed my hands, so I'm not going through it all again. There's the soiled books, and there's poop in there. There's all the digests in this. These are the 2 bins everything came in. And these are all the books I have to sort. So, again, we had the Walt Disney stuff. Welcome Back, Kotter, random books. These were some Archies that fell over in that pile. There's the Star Trek. The one Spider-Man 153. These are all Charlton. I just grouped them together. This Quick Draw McGraw and Dudley Do-Right #1. Decided to keep those separate because they may be worth something. Crazy, Sugar and Spike, Little Lotta, Wild West. These are some adventure comics. There's the one Tales of Suspense that was in the series. Damn cracked Mork and Mindy stuff. One Ghostly Tales. Wendy Little Witch. That goes next to Casper because you can't have Casper without Wendy. Huck Finn. Sabrina. The one Sabrina book in the whole thing, surprisingly. Some Jimmy Olsen. Decent amount of Batman. So I'll just like actually put this on the side here. Oh. That's the stacks of piles with Archie there dominating, followed by Richie, Rich, and Dennis the Menace a little bit further out there. So, and Mad, I guess, too. Lots of Mads. The one Sergeant Fury book. Little Audrey, Hot Stuff. Richie Rich. Superman. That Richie Rich Diamonds is the #1, but obviously it was a little tattered, so I don't know what that's going to be worth. Random Dells. That Adventure Comics should have gone with the other ones, but whatever. Random Supergirl, Rawhide Kid. The Submariner. Really excited about. Luke Cage. Oh, not the Submariner, sorry. Just interesting there was one in there. Kid Colt, all damaged. Weird War. That Vault of Evil #1, very cool. Even cooler, Shanna the She-Devil, very nice. And Commandy's issue #2, unfortunately, just had some of that chew on the top. And of course, a couple Lois Lane books, Spooky, and yeah. So that is it for the stream. Thanks for tuning in.